Now, where are you from?
From Virginia, home sweet home. Virginia Beach to be exact. One thing is I lived in Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and I always thought about it. I lived in both, but in Virginia Beach, I went to elementary, middle school, high school, so that's what I stick with. It's an area, Hampton Roads, 757, shout out to the 757, and just every city out there. It's a place I love, a place that motivated me. We have future songwriters, rock and roll Hall of Famers, and actual Hall of Famers in sports. So I love where I'm from, man.
So born in Virginia Beach?
Born in Norfolk.
Oh, born in Norfolk.
Born in Norfolk.
But really,
Raised,
Virginia Beach is raised and that's home.
Yeah, that's home.
Okay.
That's home.
What was the reason for the move from Norfolk to Virginia Beach? Do you remember, or was that out of your control?
Well, I have, my pops is from Philly, so shout out to my family in Philly. Met my mother in Virginia, she's from Norfolk. So that was home sweet home for her, Norfolk. And we ended up moving to Virginia Beach, just a different set, different scenery. But it was something she was used to, it was something he was getting used to. And
but what was the reason?
The reason just was the relocation. It was nothing specific.
How old were you when that happened?
Young. I wouldn't know a specific age. I was just young because, as I stated, with the Hampton Roads area, it's so close. So it's literally in Norfolk, one street light.
Oh.
You're in Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So it wasn't a 2-hour ride, 3-hour ride, 4-hour flight.
Oh, okay.
It was really the next, street over.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
If people aren't familiar with Virginia Beach, what's the closest major city one would recognize or have heard of that's close to Virginia Beach, Norfolk area?
Norfolk area?
Yeah.
Like
a Richmond.
Richmond.
People might be familiar with Richmond. How far is that?
Absolutely. Richmond is an hour and 15 drive. Okay. Universities there, Virginia Union. We have VCU, Virginia Commonwealth. It's a lot of parties, but it's also, it's also a city that's not to be played with. So I respect Richmond, but that's an hour away from the 757.
What was it like for you growing up in Virginia Beach? Can you paint the picture for us?
It was pretty much what my music is about. I seen a lot, good and bad. So growing up there I have friends who are no longer with me today, R.I.P. to them. I have other friends who just ventured it and just made me so proud. They say they proud of me, but they left and made me proud. But growing up there, you see a lot, you go through a lot, and it makes you who you are.
Was it a rough upbringing, looking back, or no?
I would say humble, because I would say my parents really came from that rough background. So what they tried to do was raise someone, but at the end of the day, right in the backyard was, where they came from, which was rough. You feel me? So it was kind of mid-grade for me. It was a thin line between something crazy happening and then trying to stay level-headed. So,
what might have been your roughest moment growing up?
The roughest moment?
Yeah, for you.
The roughest moment, it was seeing friends die early. That was the thing, because in the household, just as I stated, my parents just came from, rough beginnings. So at the same time, they tried to instill in me, this is not what we want for you. At the same time, when I'm outside and I'm with my friends, young, just doing things that I wouldn't even really want to talk about, but just young doing crazy things, and then they would keep evolving with it because there was no, really support system around So I'm just thankful for my support system, you know. They didn't stay together, you know, my parents, but at the same time, it shaped me to be a good man.
So you had friends that died from the streets?
Yes.
Are we talking gun violence type deaths?
We're talking bad influences, wrong crowds.
Okay.
That's what we're talking.
What are some examples of how your friends passed away?
I do want to say, but this was later in life. I do want to say, R.I.P. to Speedy. I do want to say that. That's my brother, childhood friend growing up. And it was a situation. It's a lot of situations that I just wouldn't want to, you know, relive or discuss, just out of respect for their families.
Understandable. As a kid, did you get into trouble?
Trouble. As far as what trouble? What type of trouble we talking about?
You know what trouble I'm talking about. If
I
say, hey,
I
as a
need
kid,
to know
did you
what
get...
trouble. It's a difference. It's a stealing from a store. It's a going to juvenile detention.
That's trouble.
It's a not doing the dishes when somebody tells you to. It's different levels.
You know
to
what
it.
I mean.
I
The
mean,
maximum level. What?
I wouldn't want to incriminate myself with the police or the people who know me best. So I wouldn't want to do that.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Now, what type of student were you in school?
In school, I was an honor roll student. I was focused. Didn't always hold my attention because I wanted to be, you know, where the girls were. I wanted to be around the sports, the activities, not necessarily be known or Mr. Popular, but I just wanted to do other things that I thought was fun to me. And also, English, writing was, you know, my favorite subject, so that kind of explains why I do the music, how I do it.
Did you rap in school?
I did, but it was so low key, so quiet kept. It just wasn't something that I just felt like going around doing. But deep down inside, I would know it. I would go home right after school, record songs that's on the radio, mimic them, know them word for word, and that's just how I rock.
Why so low key with it back then?
Not a lack of confidence or anything, just because I felt like I had to gear my mind towards other things. If, you know, at that time when I was young, it wouldn't be if a female was talking to me, oh, you do this, oh, but I rap. Nah, I'm more of the person that I want someone to see what I can do. I don't want to walk around, oh, I rap, listen to me, oh, I wrote this, look at this page, look at this page. If you're close to me, I'll do that, but just stranger, nah, I don't bring it up.
So you never like battled classmates or none of that type of stuff?
Not until later on, and this is after high school.
Oh,
yeah, it's
college?
after high school, absolutely.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
So you graduated high school.
Yeah.
Did you go to college right after immediately or take a break and then go to college? How did that work?
I did.
Take a break?
No,
Oh.
not a break. I went immediately, but I was on a longer than usual plan, you know, but that happens. I'm just glad that I completed something, you know, in life.
Were you able to get a scholarship, grants, that sort of thing, or was it like...
None of it.
Okay.
None of it.
So you
Out of
financed
pocket.
yourself?
Yeah.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
What college did you go to?
Went to Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia.
Able to graduate?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got your bachelor's degree?
Yeah, mass communications, minor in business.
Does that school equal to its reputation?
What's that?
If somebody
It's
says,
a party
hey,
school. It was on College Hill, season 3. I mean, and that was one of the best times I ever had.
so does it equal to its reputation, that school, or?
What's the reputation?
You just said it, it's a party school.
Party school. People get their work done. Shout out to the faculty. At the same time, it's an experience, man. It's an experience.
Looking back, was that the right major to choose? I know now some people will go to college and choose the wrong major, maybe a major that doesn't make that much money after they graduate, or some people, they don't even do the major they went to school for and got a degree in.
Right.
Was that a good major to choose for you, or do you wish hindsight 2020 you chose something else?
No, because mass comm is pretty much what I'm doing now. You know, when I make music, when I perform, when I create, that's mass communication. I'm communicating to the masses. And business management, that's something, branding, Mac&T, M.Kellz, that's branding, so that's business management. What I will say is, don't go because it looks cool. Don't go to college because it looks cool. Follow your dream, follow your purpose. Think, you know, so don't just go just to go. It is an experience, but at the same time, at least put a lot of thought into it before you go. Because as you just stated, Smallz, it's a lot of people who went and are not doing what they went to school for, or, you know, just gave up and didn't complete it. But shout out to the people, some of the people who didn't complete it because they're doing well for themselves. They thought that extra mile. So.
Is college still worth the massive student loan debt?
No, I would say that. A friend of mine said something real smart. Said when you complete college, they should just release the debt. You've completed it. You completed it. You used that money that you were given and you completed it. So no, it's not worth the debt unless a job is guaranteed. And from my experience, nothing's guaranteed.
Does that school help with job placement or anything like that?
All schools help with job placement to a certain extent, to a certain major, to a certain, you know, minor. But it's more so the individual, how bad you want it, how focused you are, who you network with, who you talk to, and what you do. A lot of things in school, I will not knock it. However, I'm sure a lot of people would agree that a lot of the book things are not emulated in the real life, in the real world.
Now, what kept you motivated to finish? Because there's a lot of people that start college, don't get past freshman year, quit, do other things, maybe get a job. Some people go to the streets and take a street path.
Right.
Other people, they have a passion maybe for music and they go straight into that instead of college.
Right.
There's all sorts of reasons why somebody wouldn't finish. You're one of the people that actually graduated.
Right.
Was it your parents or some sort of supportive system that helped you get through the finish? Was it self-motivated? Explain.
No pressure at all. It was self-motivated. As I stated, it was a mindset of completing something, you know. And then also in the family, I believe besides my aunt, the only one who did it. So that's not something that no one's better than anyone. What I'm saying is that was a profound statement, you know, within my family. And it was just a level of completion. I did it. I told myself I was going to do something and I did it. Let's see what can happen. So that's what happened.
Now, after college, did you go right into music, taking it seriously as a career path? Or were you doing other things, maybe getting a job, that sort of thing, before it led to the career path of music?
That's interesting because last semester of college, I had it in my mind I want to get to Atlanta. So the story about me getting to Atlanta was me saving my money. I had never been to Atlanta while I was in college. I just know I wanted to get here. So I saved that money, talked on the phone to the apartment complex, and this was on Cheshire Bridge, Piedmont. We talked over the phone. I said I want to move there. They said if you could get down here by Friday, paperwork, show us. I'm like, cool. Get down here Friday. Had never been. My first night in Atlanta, I had never lived here. And the rest is what it is now. And that was directly after college. I said that my last semester. So that leads me back into never making excuses. Chase what you want to chase. Chase what you want to chase. And it's working out great for me.
Hindsight 2020, do you wish, did everything go according to plan, it is what it is type of situation, or hindsight 2020, do you wish you could go back and maybe never went to college and went straight into the music business, music industry? If you could do it all over again, how would you play it out?
No regrets. No regrets. From this day forward, everything I learned, I'm just going to double that knowledge, triple that knowledge, and it's going to work itself out. But no regrets. As far as college, if someone chooses to go to college, I won't tell you not to. If you choose, 2, go to college. I won't disagree with it. You know, you need to follow your own path. So my path was whatever I say, you know, that's what should happen. And that's what I feel like. It's just certain levels to success. You can't just sit back and just hope it happens. Unless you're born into a rich family, then it'll be given to you, but you can't just sit back. I mean, one thing is, whatever you tell yourself you're gonna do it. Whether it's walking to the store, picking up a toothbrush, it don't matter if it hails that next day or rains or your tire goes flat. Go to the store, get that toothbrush. Go to the store, buy that pack of gum. Because now on a bigger level, you're gonna go to that networking event. You're gonna go and do things that's gonna benefit you. And then there's no excuses. Just as I said, my first day living in Atlanta was my first day ever being in Atlanta. By myself with no one around. No one around.
What do you say to somebody, let's get some advice. What do you say to somebody with this scenario? And I know everybody's individual situation, circumstance can be different, but generally speaking, somebody watching this, let's say they just completed high school. Okay. They have to think about the next choice in their life. Let's say they have a passion for music. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a rapper like yourself. Could be engineer, DJ, producer, music video director, whatever the case may be. Do you tell a kid like that, go straight into the music industry, music business, follow that passion for music? Or do you tell that kid if they can continue their education, do the education and music at the same time? What's the advice there, generally speaking?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, if you can do education and follow your passion at the same time, that's the best thing to do. However, if you're in high school right now.
Just ended high school.
Just ended high school. Okay, the best thing is to research what you want to do. Because a lot of things that people want to do is because it looks cool. It's because this will bring me wealth and fame and all the accolades that come with it without knowing exactly what type of work comes with it. So do a lot of research. And then whatever your passion is, go after it day in, day out, night in, night out. So if you choose to go to school, school offers that. So it's if you have that option to do both, then by all means do both. Now, if we're speaking on someone who wants to get into the music industry and they're just like, oh no, I ain't worried about college. I heard about college. Okay, so if you choose to make that decision, that's where no excuses comes into play. If you're not worried about college, which like I said before, I'm not telling anyone to or not to. If you're not worried about college, then what you need to do is not have any excuses. Oh, I don't have enough money. Well, you need to cut back on whatever you're spending on that doesn't make sense. You know, or even if you are handling your responsibilities, I paid everything, my responsibilities. Okay, well, find another way to get more income. Now, with that income, put that towards your passion. And build on that. Network, build relationships, and never stop.
Any jobs for you growing up?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Man, I lost count, honestly. It wasn't the hardest thing to get provided for, but it wasn't the easiest. And so I grew up with, I have to do it on my own. I have to. So not necessarily on my own, but what I wanted, I wasn't receiving enough. So, you know, my people was telling me, well, you know what you got to do to get it. So I had a lot of jobs. I'm talking fast food, Arby's, McDonald's. I'm talking lazy boy furniture. I'm talking call centers. I'm talking anything you name of, laying down sheetrock, truck driving, well, that's later on, but, you know, interning and working with the radio. I just stayed working. I don't think it's a time where I didn't have a job. So a lot of people, you know, in the music industry, I ain't work, I ain't do that. Nah, I held down a few jobs, man. I had to keep income coming in.
Sounds like more than a few. Few might sound like an understatement. Why so many jobs? Some people can be at a job and it lasts for 3-4 years. Why so many different jobs for you?
Because I had other things going on in life. In school, playing sports, doing things. In college, same thing. So I was just, activities were always a thing of mine. That's why, as a musician, it fits so well for me because it's something that it's an extracurricular activity. I go in there, performing shows, feel the vibe, feel the love. It's just something that I've been doing. So a lot of times, if something outside had to, get paid attention to, then work wasn't what it was. If I relocated, I had to switch a job. Or a lot of times it was being hard-headed, coming in late too. Coming in late to work, and I'm known for that. But I'm moving on to another one, so it's cool.
You think you had more than 10 jobs?
Triple that.
30 jobs?
Add 5, 6 more. Add 5 or 6 more.
35, 36 jobs?
35, 36 jobs.
That's a lot.
At the least. At the least. Now, I know it doesn't. And I went to one job, actually, and they said it didn't show consistency. And I remember who it was. It's not a threat. I just want to tell her, thank you. It didn't show consistency, but I found consistency in something else. So that was good.
Any of those jobs you did tough?
Tough. I would say the construction. I did that with my homeboy back home. We were literally building houses. I'll just say that. We were building houses in Chesapeake, building houses. That was tough. I mean, we were out there 6 in the morning till 9 at night. So I was doing that. That was during the summer. But that money was good. He loved it. And that I appreciate him for adding me on with that, man.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of these jobs you had? Anything that happened out of the norm?
A lot of crazy stories. Fights. McDonald's got robbed while I was there. A shootout. So a live shootout. I don't want to snitch on camera, so we're not gonna say what McDonald's, but it was some movie shit. But that was the most. And jury duty, that was my first time hearing about jury duty. Didn't have to attend, so I consider myself a non-teller, non-snitch.
Did you quit these jobs, get fired from these jobs? What happened?
No, I just relocated.
Okay.
Because as we stated, college and anything, whenever I relocated, my job changed.